Welcome to Paytm Money Stock, and today we're going to talk about two very important investment or fund of fund mutual funds. One is gold and silver fund, and second is a multi-factor passive fund of fund. Now I have Mr. Siddharth Srivastava with me. He's a fund manager with Mire Asset. Uh, Mire Asset. He has got more than 13 years of experience in that field, and he has been associated with Mira Asset since 2020, and he looks after all the passive investing products. So welcome, Mr. Srivastava. Welcome, Siddharth.
Thank you, Neeraj, for having me on the cast.
Okay, great. So I'm sure it's going to be a very exciting topic that we are going to discuss today. But before I start, would like to have a kind of understanding about the market. In last 1.5 months, we have been going through lots of volatility, unpredictability with respect to the tariff that the tariff kind of a war that has been launched by Mr. Donald Trump. Now we have seen last this weekend a very important meeting between Putin and Mr. Trump on Ukraine. So what do you think? How do you think? What are the factors that driving the market right now? And how do you think that the market look like or poised at this point of time?
I think right now there are two most important things which are obviously markets. जैसा आपने बोला is geopolitical issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
US imposed 25% plus 25% tariff on any exports out of India to US. So that is a significant. Uh, there are obviously multiple views on how this will pan out. Whether जो भी discussions अभी हैं last weekend between US and Russia, and yesterday between US and European countries plus Ukraine, whether that will in a way sorts of cool down the situation and cool down the prospect of that 25% penalty tariffs on India also, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's a quite a sorts of fluid situation, rather open situation. We don't know how US is going to behave next. Rather sorts of full take a very confident call on how it is going to be in a week or a month time. Uh, and the which is sort of an overhang is corporate earnings, which has been disappointing in past quarters, and the earning expectations also is not significantly improved. So that's why we are seeing reasonable volatility in the market. Though markets have not corrected significantly, it has recovered from the March or April week lows. But I think these two issues will continue to remain an overhang. And depending on how people are reading this government is saying, how issues are going to pan out, which sector is going to be impacted more. Uh, yeah, China discussion is also very important for certain sectors. I think all these issues will continue to sorts of create volatility in the market, and hopefully we'll end up hearing positive news on all the fronts. But I think how investors should approach market right now is using dips to buy,
Mm-hmm.
because market continues to remain at an elevated valuations, and once you are staying in a market which is at higher valuations, or time horizon, or rather your expectations should mute and your time horizon should increase, and that is how I think people should approach investment in markets right now.
Wonderful. So I really liked that you said the overall long-term view is still very positive. It's a deep use all the dips to buy. And one great asset or instrument that we have seen is the gold. It's an all-time high. One
Yeah.
lakh 4,000 something. It had crossed now a little bit, probably 1,02,000 or something. It's currently trading at. Now, in this kind of uncertain situation, geopolitics, it is asset go-to kind of an asset. So, how do you think gold's performing going ahead? Again, from another context is that now BRICS, the China, Russia, and India, uh, they are going to, regroup probably, more push towards a big currency. So
Yeah.
is it all going to impact gold and silver as well?
Yeah, so see, one thing which people should understand is that gold has given very high returns in last 3 years, right? So
Right.
anything which has run up too quickly,
Uh-huh.
too is bound to have a phase of correction, right?
Okay.
And I think gold also, from that point of view, in last 3 months or so, is consolidating.
Mm.
If you look international markets, it is hovering around $3,300, and our expectation is that it will continue to consolidate a bit. It will move within a certain range because look current situation also, tariff war, the geopolitical issues, in a way, has sorts of muted. If you look
Mm-hmm.
global level, right? People have a bit more clarity on how U.S. government is negotiating around tariffs. They are going hard, but it seems that deal is on the table for countries who are willing to take it, right?
Mm-hmm.
U.S. government is continue to negotiate with China on several fronts. So that in a way is panning out in a better manner than expected. We
Mm-hmm.
got a raw deal, but apparently other countries, European Union, etc.,
Mm-hmm.
it has panned out better than expected. So now market believes that U.S. government is out for a deal. It is using these tariff initially to obviously force people on the negotiation table.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, also a lot of wars in Middle East, etc. Even Russia, Ukraine war, etc.
Mm-hmm.
That sorts of uh, has the pace has gone down, right? If Russia Ukraine we see a ceasefire or a deal, peace deals will be a sorts of again a big positive for the market.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much positive for a gold, right? Gold typically do well when there is elevated geopolitical crisis, when there are tariff wars, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Inflation numbers, which are also coming out of US, seem like that tariff has not created much issue yet, and inflation is under control, etc. Uh, so I think if you look from all those lenses, I think all the tailwinds which were there for gold are still there, but sort
Mm-hmm.
of have mellowed down a bit. So I think people should now temper or lower their expectation from gold in terms of how much it can give. Definitely, I don't see gold giving 20+% return, which people have seen in last 3 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
One big positive continue to remain central bank buying. We have to see a trend there. A trend continues to persist, but to see for coming 3, 6 month, 1 year period whether the central bank buying, which was last 3 years, whether the trend there remains or not, because that has supported the gold prices also. So gold, perhaps I expect to consolidate. Silver, on the other hand, is very cyclical, right? It's an industrial uh, metal in a way, and a lot of run up in gold. Silver has also happened because silver has trying to catch up. Point of view also and technical point of view also, things were positive for silver, but I think the next leg of growth in silver come when we are going to see a bit more positive indicators coming from China in terms of silver demand consumption in multiple industrial segments. You're on mute, Neeraj.
Okay. From the portfolio perspective, everybody says, all the experts says that there has to be an element of gold or silver in your portfolio, right?
Yeah.
There has to be a percentage allocation in your portfolio. Now, there are different ways of investing in gold, right? From physical gold to digital gold to ETFs to fund of funds.
Yeah.
Now, according to you, which is the best way to invest? कौन सा बेस्ट सबसे बढ़िया तरीके हैं इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर में?
Without a shadow of doubt, ETFs are the
हाँ.
best way to invest individually in gold and in silver.
हम्म.
No issue pertaining to purity,
हाँ.
safety.
हम्म.
There are no there are no making, and
हम्म.
it's liquid enough. Uh,
हम्म.
Buy today and sell a week after or 3 days after. So
हम्म.
it is the best to invest in gold or silver. If you are
हम्म.
buying gold for purposes like match
हम्म.
or just to have wear a fancy jewel, that's completely different. But if you're looking for investment, ETF is far ahead of any other
हम्म.
options which are available. It is low cost. So I
हम्म.
think people look at or predominantly look at ETFs only when it comes to individually investing in gold or
हम्म.
silver.
Now, when you talk about fund, FOF, so what FOF exactly does? Now, when you talk about gold and silver FOF, there are two assets. Okay, one is the silver and one is the gold. So, how does it work exactly? And how much weightage will be there on a gold? How much weightage will be there for silver? And how it is going to be balanced? Is it going to be dynamically balanced or it is a fixed? So, can you throw some light into it?
Yeah.
To this, yeah.
So, uh, gold and passive FOF, which we are coming out with, will invest in gold ETF as well as silver ETF.
Mm-hmm.
So, typically, your normal mutual funds, ETFs, invest in underlying security directly, whereas
Correct.
fund invest in other funds and ETFs,
Hmm.
right? Particular fund will invest in gold ETF as well as silver ETF.
Mm-hmm.
We discussed in the second question that
Mm-hmm.
what is our view on gold and silver, right? And in that answer, uh, obviously people get to know that there are different things which impact gold from a
Mm-hmm.
price movement point of different things impact silver from a price movement point of view. Depending on market conditions, outlook, etc., you can go bullish on gold and you can go bullish on silver, right? And which is when probably you will require to exit a particular metal and enter a
Mm-hmm.
particular metal, right? And that is what this fund of
Mm-hmm.
it will look at gold and silver in a very unbiased manner,
Mm-hmm.
and depending on the uh, market outlook on these two commodities, depending on what the expectations are, it will take position in both the precious metals. For
Mm-hmm.
example, if I am relatively more bullish on silver right now, gold, I might invest 70% or so in silver and only 30% in gold. Down the line, if because of geopolitical escalations or
Mm-hmm.
any other issues, we see that gold makes much more sense. We will silver, buy more gold, and perhaps the position of the fund will become, let's say, a 60% gold and a 40% silver, or a
Okay.
65% gold or a 35% silver. So, depending on conditions, outlook on these two precious metals, uh, expectations, etc., we will sorts of shift our allocation between gold and silver so that investor does not have to sorts of take that worry of where to invest between these two, how much to invest between these two, and to
Mm-hmm.
shift the allocation, and by how much shift the allocation. And also, please remember that when investor does this
Mm-hmm.
process by himself or herself, uh,
Mm-hmm.
tax incidences arise, right? You are
Mm-hmm.
holding a gold ETF, now and you want to buy silver, you'll sell gold.
Mhm.
STCG will apply and on your redemption. Whereas when the fund of fund is buying or selling the underlying fund of fund is not taxed.
Mm. Okay. So when we are talking about it's a passive fund, lekin it is not a entirely passive, right? There is an element of fund managers' discretion or decision also involved in this particular. So that's what it's all about. Am I correct in understanding that?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the asset which the
Hmm.
fund which is it is investing is passive, the gold ETF, silver ETF, but there will be allocation which will be taking place. We
Hmm.
will be looking at things like gold silver ratio, near term, short
Hmm.
term momentum, looking at geopolitical risk, how inflation and dollar index is behaving, what are technicals and other fundamentals looking like for silver,
Hmm.
supply and demand, and then taking a call कि किस प्रेशियस मेटल में ज्यादा
एलोकेशन कितना
है
होना
और
चाहिए?
किसमें कम लेना है.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल. Okay. Now, again, as you said, it's a very important part in one's portfolio. कुछ ना कुछ percentage to allocate होना ही चाहिए. It's a must. It's a kind of a portfolio stabilizer, right? Now, who should be investing? How much should be allocated towards this kind of fund, gold and silver fund in one's portfolio?
ओके.
Now again, यहाँ पे आते हैं कि different types of investors. There are some investors who are very new to the market. First time, आके invest किए हैं. उन्होंने शायद पहले म्यूचुअल फंड खरीदे हैं, पहले स्टॉक्स खरीदे हैं. उस तरीके के एक इन्वेस्टर्स हैं. Now there are intermediate level investors who has been investing for few years, but yet they have not invested in gold or silver. And there are mature investors. तो आप किस तरीके से एडवाइस करोगे कि कैसे स्टार्ट करना चाहिए विथ इच कैटेगरी फॉर इच कैटेगरी?
सो सब तो इन्वेस्टर्स को ये बात समझनी चाहिए कि दोनों प्रेशियस दोनों काफी डिफरेंट तरीके से बिहेव कर सकते हैं,
ओके.
राइट. सिल्वर वॉलेटाइल है कंपेयर टू गोल्ड. टिपिकली अगर आप एकदम सेफ्टी नेट चाहते हैं,
हम्म.
नेट, राइट, गोल्ड में भी ऑब्वियसली ड्रॉडाउन्स आते हैं, करेक्शन है, एंड काफी लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए गोल्ड रिटर्न भी नहीं दिया है हिस्ट्री में. सो बट फिर भी अगर रिलेटिव आपको एक चाहिए एक कि आपका ओवरऑल रिस्क रिड्यूस हो, आप
हम्म.
एक सेफ हेवन देख रहे हैं, तो टिपिकली वो गोल्ड में आता है.
हम्म.
सिल्वर इज बिट मोर सिक्लिकल इन नेचर, इंडस्ट्रियल कंजम्पशन से इम्पैक्ट होता है,
हम्म.
एंड सिल्वर इज मोर वॉलेटाइल एंड उसके ड्रॉडाउन भी हायर रहे हैं. सो सबसे
Right.
पहले इन्वेस्टर्स को ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है, राइट, बिकॉज आजकल गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर की हर कोई बातें कर रहा है, लेकिन
हम्म.
मुझे कभी कभी लगता है कि लोग उसको एक ही नजरिए
करेक्ट.
नहीं होना चाहिए. आप
हम्म.
फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमने एक स्टडी की, अगर आप पिछले आई थिंक 15-17 सालों में देखें और 3 ईयर इन्वेस्टिजन का मैं डेटा देखूं ऑन अ रोलिंग बेसिस, तो गोल्ड ने 3 ईयर
हम्म.
इन्वेस्टमेंट होराइजन में नेगेटिव रिटर्न 12% ऑफ टाइम्स दिए हैं.
हम्म.
सिल्वर ने 24% ऑफ टाइम्स दिए हैं.
हम्म.
अगर आप पिछले 17 साल में देखें तो अगर गोल्ड ईयर इन्वेस्टमेंट रिटर्न देखेंगे तो आई थिंक अराउंड 12% प्लस के आसपास आता है एवरेज रिटर्न. कम आता है गोल्ड.
हम्म.
अगर एक और बहुत ही चौंकाने वाली चीज है कि सिल्वर का ऑल टाइम हाई 2011 में आया था, एंड
हम्म.
इसके बाद से सिल्वर ने वो मार्क अपना ऑल टाइम हाई टच नहीं किया है.
हम्म.
तो सिल्वर अगर इंटरनेशनल में अभी भी एक तरीके से ऑल टाइम हाई से रीजनेबली नीचे चल रहा है. सो दोनों को एक साथ देखना, सॉर्ट ऑफ ट्रीट मत, जस्ट सिंपली एक हिस्टोरिकल कैलेंडर ईयर रिटर्न्स देखिए एंड आपको दिख जाएगा कि गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर ने अलग तरीके से बिहेव किया है. सेकेंड पॉइंट, आई थिंक इन प्रेशियस मेटल्स में एक एक्सपोजर अराउंड 10% हो सकता है. अब में कितना होना है वो डिपेंड करेगा कि किसी की रिस्क प्रोफाइल कैसी है. अगर
करेक्ट.
कोई कंप्लीटली रिस्क एवर्स है,
हम्म।
तो आई थिंक आपको प्रिडोमिनेटली सिर्फ शायद गोल्ड में इन्वेस्ट,
ओके।
बट एक फ्लेवर एडिशनल आना है, थोड़ी हायर वॉलेटिलिटी से ओके है, सर्वर का अपसाइड देखना चाहता है अपने, उसको पकड़ है, देन वो अपने पोर्टफोलियो में ऐड कर सकता है। एंड कितना ऐड करना है वो अगेन डिपेंड करता है कि आपकी रिस्क कितनी, कितना आप रिस्क ले सकते हो। आपसे आप गोल्ड में इन्वेस्ट करिए एंड साथ ही साथ इस फंड में इन्वेस्ट करिए एक वो एड ऑन के लिए जो कि सिल्वर में आपको एड ऑन पोजीशन दिलाएगी।
Lovely. So yes, as you said, both gold and silver are they have got completely different behavior, different pattern. ये समझना बहुत ही जरूरी है. Now, very quickly, how मेरे एसेट आपका जो गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर फंड ऑफ फंड है, it is different from other fund of funds in the market. Why one should be investing there?
जो ज्यादातर फंड ऑफ फंड्स हैं मार्केट में वो स्टैंड अलोन है, गोल्ड फंड ऑफ फंड या सिल्वर फंड ऑफ फंड। देयर आर
हम्म।
ओनली टू अदर स्कीम के जो कि गोल्ड सिल्वर दोनों में इन्वेस्ट करती है।
हम्म।
उसमें से आई थिंक एक का इन्वेस्ट अराउंड 70-30 एंड दूसरे का इन्वेस्टमेंट इज अराउंड 50-50।
हम्म।
Both are bit more static in nature, especially 70-31. I'm not so about the 50-51 to be honest.
हम्म।
But how I can pitch this particular fund is that this scheme we will do the dynamic allocation.
हम्म।
काफी अनबायस्ड अप्रोच रहेगी गोल्ड को लेकर। तो जैसा मैंने
हम्म।
बोला, अगर सब चीजें परफेक्ट है, गोल्ड सिल्वर का आउटलुक एकदम सिमिलर है, लेवल्स वैल्यूएशन गोल्ड सिल्वर रेशियो भी सेम चीज इंडिकेट कर रहा है, बाकी
हम्म।
टेक्निकल फंडामेंटल इंडिकेट कर रहे हैं, तो 50-50 लोकेशन होगा। लेकिन अगर गोल्ड का आउटलुक अच्छा है तो गोल्ड का 60-70-75%, अगर सिल्वर का आउटलुक बहुत अच्छा है तो सिल्वर कैन गो अप टू 70-75%. So we'll be taking a very unbiased call, and that is how we should look at this fund. अगर उनको एक एक प्रोडक्ट ऐड करना है अपनी पोर्टफोलियो में जो कि गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर को अनबायस्ड रूप में देखे, सो आई थिंक दिस इज द स्कीम विच दे कैन लुक एट।
वंडरफुल, वंडरफुल. सो यस, ऑब्वियसली हम लोग एक वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग है कि एसेट एलोकेशन एंड रिस्क प्रोफाइलिंग, एंड सिद्धार्थ ने दोनों कॉन्सेप्ट को बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट तरीके से बहुत ब्यूटीफुली एक्सप्लेन किए हैं कि रिस्क प्रोफाइल देख के एंड प्रॉपर एसेट एलोकेशन होना चाहिए. तो एक डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर रिस्क प्रोफाइल, सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट शुड डेफिनेटली go into gold and silver. And what could be better than a fund which dynamically manage or dynamically allocate between gold and silver depending on the market scenario, the factors that's going to impact the gold and silver prices. Now, Siddharth let's come to the next very important topic. I'm sure people are very excited nowadays. It started picking up. What do you call it? Smart beta multi-factor, funds. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये तो बताइए कि ये स्मार्ट बीटा फंड मल्टी फैक्टर फंड होता क्या है. एंड लोग तो इन्वेस्ट करते हैं म्यूचुअल फंड में. देखिए हम लोग ने 2023-24 तक स्मॉल कैप, मिड कैप, लार्ज कैप, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, काफी सारा रेलवेज, पीएसयूज में इन्वेस्ट किए हैं. नाउ व्हाट इज स्मार्ट बीटा? इज इट गोइंग टू गिव अस a kind of a better return to the investors? What's smart about it?
या सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कोई भी फंड हमेशा अच्छा नहीं करता,
हाँ.
राइट? दैट इज समथिंग which everyone should know, right?
हाँ.
So, a good name, good marketing term, but let's call it factor invest.
ओके.
Yeah. So, factor investing is about uh, targeting a certain behavior or a certain factor and taking stock based on that factor, and in fact, weighing also in the portfolio depending on that factor. So, these factors can be value,
ओके.
momentum, volatility, quality, equal weighing, etc. So basically कुछ को पहले लोगों को लगा कि पैसिव इन्वेस्टिंग बहुत बोरिंग हो गई है एंड सिर्फ मार्केट कैप बेस्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करना है, कुछ 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 फैक्टर को टारगेट करके फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट्स से नीरज, आपको क्या पता इस समय लार्ज कैप वॉलेटाइल लग रहा हो, और आप बोले कि नहीं नहीं, वो मुझे नहीं इन्वेस्ट करना है, मुझे लो वॉलेटाइल प्रोडक्ट में इन्वेस्ट करना है। सो लो वॉलेटिलिटी इज अ फैक्टर।
हम्म
सो तो स्मार्ट बीटा ऑन फैक्टर बेस्ड पैस क्या होता है कि अगर मुझे लो वॉलेटिलिटी फैक्टर को टारगेट, पिक लो वॉलेटाइल, and in the portfolio my weighing also will be influenced by the fact कि जो भी स्टॉक किया है वो कितना लेस वॉलेटाइल है। सो
ओके
अगर आप एक लो वॉलेटाइल ईटीएफ्स को देखेंगे, इंडेक्स फंड्स को देखेंगे, आप देखेंगे उसमें बहुत सारे एफएमसीजी, हेल्थ केयर, कपल प्राइवेट बैंक्स, जिस स्टॉक्स विच आर टिपिकली बिल्स, स्टेबल स्टॉक्स, उनका क्या नाम है उसमें प्रेजेंस होता है, एंड टिपिकली लोअर होता है। अभी नीरज, आप ये भी बोल सकते हैं कि नहीं, मैं बहुत ही रिस्क savvy इन्वेस्टर और मुझे पसंद है हायर रिस्क लेना, अगर रिटर्न्स भी हायर आए तो। यहाँ पे आती है मोमेंटम
हम्म
इन्वेस्टिंग, राइट? मोमेंटम इन्वेस्टिंग हम लोग एक्टिव साइड पे भी देखते हैं, दैट यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग इन स्टॉक्स विच आर भागने वाले घोड़ों में इन्वेस्ट करना। सो व्हाट डज मोमेंटम इन्वेस्टिंग डू, और ईटीएफ और इंडेक्स फंड डू?
हम्म
That index picks out stocks based on which are doing well, stock are giving good performance,
हम्म
or absolute performance, and सिलेक्शन होता है, एंड टिपिकली वेइंग भी आपकी इन्फ्लुएंस्ड होती है कि किस स्टॉक का मोमेंटम ज्यादा है तो इसको ज्यादा वेट मिलता है। सो स्मार्ट बीटा इन्वेस्टिंग इज बेसिकली दिस ओनली, यू आर, इंस्टेड ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग इन अ निफ्टी 50 और अ मार्केट कैप बेस्ड प्रोडक्ट, you are picking a factor which aligns with your investment objective
हम्म
and investing basically in an ETF or an index fund which has been created for particular factor। यहाँ पे बस ये होता है कि लोगों को समझना चाहिए देन कि these factor products will have cyclicality।
ओके
Example, and this is very important reason why we have created this particular product। बहुत ही सिंपल, अगर मैं पूछूंगा मोमेंटम प्रोडक्ट्स कब अच्छा करेंगे, हर कोई बोलेगा जब मार्केट इज इन बुल रन, मोमेंटम प्रोडक्ट्स विल डू वेल। नोबडी विल से मोमेंटम प्रोडक्ट्स विल डू वेल इन अ बेयर मार्केट, राइट? इट्स इंट्यूटिव। सेम अगर लो वॉलेटिलिटी प्रोडक्ट्स की बात करेंगे कि कब अच्छा करेगा, देन ज्यादा चॉपी है बेयर मार्केट में, पोर्टफोलियो टिपिकली राइट, बुल मार्केट में दे विल रियली अंडर परफॉर्म। सो ये सारे के सारे आपके जो स्मार्ट बीटा प्रोडक्ट्स आते हैं, ये थोड़ी सी सिक्लिकलिटी के साथ आते हैं। वैल्यू इन्वेस्टिंग, इट डज वेल व्हेन मार्केट इज रिकवरिंग, या मार्केट में एक लॉन्ग टर्म बुल रन है। इक्वल वेट भी तभी अच्छा करता है। क्वालिटी अगेन लो वॉल की तरह स्टेबल पोर्टफोलियो है, तब अच्छा कर मार्केट्स में ज्यादा है और ड्रॉ डाउन्स हैं एक्सेट्रा। सो इसीलिए ये पूरा सेगमेंट काफी पॉपुलर हुआ है। इनफैक्ट 5-6 साल पहले स्मार्ट बीटा ईटीएफ्स इंडेक्स फंड्स में अराउंड 200-300 करोड़ का ईयूएम था। राइट नाउ ईयूएम इज मोर देन 45,000 करोड़। People have invested a lot in momentum, invested a lot in equal weight, low volatility, etc. A lot of them have invested अंडर रिस्क प्रोफाइल, राइट? कि हाँ, मुझे लेस रिस्क चाहिए तो मैं लो वॉल में करूंगा, मुझे हाई रिस्क वॉट चाहिए तो मैं मोमेंटम में करूंगा। मल्टी एक कदम थोड़ा सा आगे, विच रादर इन्वेस्टिंग इन फैक्टर, इन्वेस्ट 3 or 4 factors, right? The idea is that instead of taking exposure in one factor, why not take in 2 or 3 and avoid that cyclicality?
ओके यहाँ पे देर आर टू क्वेश्चंस। ओके एक क्वेश्चन ये है कि अभी देखिए, वी नो दैट व्हाट सिचुएशन द मार्केट इज। आपने बहुत पहले ही बोल दिया था कि दो अर्निंग सीजन है इस बार का, फॉर लास्ट 3 क्वार्टर्स वी आर नॉट सीइंग ए वेरी गुड एनकरेजिंग अर्निंग काइंड ऑफ ए थिंग। जियो पॉलिटिक्स है, थोड़ा मार्केट भी इतना सबड्यूड है, अंडर परफॉर्मिंग। इंडियन मार्केट इज अंडर परफॉर्मिंग कंपेयर टू द रेस्ट ऑफ द मार्केट्स इन द वर्ल्ड। नाउ आपको कौन सा फैक्टर्स लग रहा है कि इज गोइंग टू परफॉर्म द मोस्ट, मोमेंटम और वैल्यू और लेस लो वोलेटिलिटी? कौन सा फंड, कौन सा फैक्टर्स? दैट इज द क्वेश्चन नंबर वन. नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर टू इज, आप लोग का मल्टी फैक्टर फंड है. सो योर फंड इज गोइंग टू इन्वेस्ट ऑल डिफरेंट डिफरेंट फैक्टर्स, राइट? नाउ instead of that, if I pick up Nifty 50, for example, so Nifty 50 also represent, all the stocks will represent all the different factors, isn't it? Some of the stocks will represent momentum factor, some of the stocks will represent value, right? So can you enlighten me? Because I thought this is very interesting point.
Sure, sure. So,
Yeah,
for example, see, there are two things which you should understand when it comes to smart beta investing or factor
correct.
investing. Typically, long term में आप देखें तो momentum investing does very well because
Okay,
India is in is a rising market, right? It has been
correct.
rising market since quite a while. We have a great economy. There will be some headwinds, uh, let's say, which we face every 4 5 years or so, etc. And there are market corrections, but अगर आप long term trend देखेंगे, then Indian markets have done really well, right? And
Mm,
India is in a long boom, right? Apart from few here and there,
mm,
that's why momentum does really well in the long term. If you look at historical data, also look at 7 year, 10 year returns, you'll see momentum काफी अच्छा करता है, considering the drawdowns also जो कि होते हैं.
mm,
So long run, I continue to remain sorts of positive on momentum investing in India. ठीक है, लेकिन इसमें वही प्रॉब्लम है कि
mm.
get scared from right, because जब momentum correct होता है तो भी वो काफी correct होता है. For example,
Exactly.
this year itself when Nifty was 14 15%, momentum indices, the Nifty 200 Alpha 30, Nifty 200 Momentum 30, etc., were down in the range of 20%. Right? So people get tree from drawdowns, etc. But agar wo you don't get jittery, you have obviously patience to remain invested. Momentum is a good from long. Then obviously some smart beta does real, depending on also जो मैंने बात की कि there are certain factors, in fact all the factors are pro some cycle, right? And right now if I have to pick one, I'll probably pick low volatility for this year itself.
Okay.
But पूछेगा 5 7 साल के लिए क्या कहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट करूं, then I'll still pick momentum.
Okay.
Yeah, and the
Okay.
second question was regarding Nifty 50, etc. I think, see, when we're looking at fact investing, you are looking for a certain behavior, right?
Mm,
जब लो volatility को compare करोगे Nifty 50 के साथ, then you will look not only at returns also, but also
mm,
at risk adjusted returns,
mm,
right? So आपका intention क्या है कि okay, uh, let's hope I get a 1% or 2% alpha over Nifty 50.
mm,
Even similar returns mila, so I won't have a big objection till my volatility long term is lower than Nifty 50 or Nifty 100,
mm,
right? And which is the case, right? Nifty 50 low vol में invest करता है, he is looking at returns, but more than returns, he is looking at lower volatility, right?
mm,
In case of momentum, it's different. He is okay with higher volatility. He is looking for, and momentum में then दोनों types आते हैं नीरज. There are investors who just invest from a very short horizon. For example,
correct.
we saw a lot of investors investing in our momentum product when markets were down. They took that opportunity to invest in alpha,
Mm,
recovered really well, right? And there were investors who only invested when markets were in a bull run and redeemed when markets started getting choppy. And then there are long-term investors also who invest from a very long-term point of view, who are
Mm.
patient for 5 7 years. But then a good amount of investors are obviously investors who need these sort of solution products, where the asset manager takes a फैक्टर में इन्वेस्ट करना है, किस टाइम पे किधर शिफ्ट होना है, and also, like I mean, gold and silver, because all of this shifting happens in a fund of fund which you are launching. There's no tax incidence in case
Uh-huh.
of these shifts, whereas you are selling alpha and buying a low wall, that will result in an STCG.
Mm. Okay, cool. So, great. I think you have given a very good clarity on both. We discussed about two kind of funds. One is a gold and silver fund of fund, and second is a multi-factor fund and fund. Both are passive investing tools, right? Now, again, you said that the gold and silver, definitely there has to be again a portfolio में होना ही चाहिए, must have, of course, based on your risk profile. ये जो part है, smart beta or factor funds, passive, how much my weightage in my portfolio should be dedicated towards this particular type of funds?
Yeah, so I think the one which you are launching, the multi-factor passive FOF, can
Hmm.
easily form part of your core portfolio.
Core portfolio.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because यहाँ पे we are investing into, like I mentioned, multiple products, multiple
Correct.
factors. It will take exposure in, if market regime uh,
Hmm.
is conducive, take exposure in possibly alpha. It will take exposure in mid small
Hmm.
momentum quality. It will take exposure in Nifty 50 equal weight, value, low volatility, top 20, depending on where the uh, market regime and what the outlook is. So, depending on the market conditions, the allocation will be done, and uh, this it's a multi-factor. One can easily this in his or her core portfolio. Dependent and for portfolio, I mean that people typically should invest in it from a long-term point of view. It is this product is not going to be a tactical play, which let's say you can do with a standalone alpha or a value, etc. This is for investor जिसको investing का फायदा उठाना है. He likes smart investing, the fact that over a long term it typically generates alpha, but he or she is not okay with the volatility of a single factor. He or she does not know when and how much to shift in different factors, does not like the fact of tax incidences being generated
Hmm.
because of doing shifts. So, for all those issues, we have launched this multi-factor FOF that we will shift factors depending on market regimes, and you should, and it will take care of the cyclicality also.
Absolutely. Very well said. Very well said. It should consist of long-term part of a long-term strategy, part of a core portfolio. As you say that it should be. Now again, very important question. What is the investment universe like Nifty 200, Nifty 500? What should be? How many stocks are going to be there in that fund? And yes.
So, the underlying universe in terms of stocks will be Nifty 500, because the underlying ETFs which we consider is Nifty 200 Alpha 30,
Uh-huh.
100, low 30. We are also looking at
Hmm.
Nifty momentum quality 100, Nifty mid small cap momentum quality. Also looking at value ETF, etc. So the underlying stocks will typically be from a Nifty 500 universe. Number of stocks, I think, is not important because we are going to transition ETFs. And that is also important, right, Neeraj? Because if market regime suggests that I have to move out of value, I can simply one value ETF. completely and move out
Mm.
of value. If
Absolutely.
I was investing in stocks, that would have been a difficult call. Which stocks to there can be a stock which is value also and quality also. Then how much proportion should I exit, etc. So I think probably as per me, this multi-factor approach using passive funds, ETFs, etc., makes it more, I think, effective and efficient.
Wonderful. So I think we have discussed the more or less all the key points, all the important points that an investor need to know. And again, we have again discussed from different perspective today. Uh, so it's a nice discussion. Wonderful talking to you, Siddharth. Anything that you would like to advise, your final words to our investors?
So I'll just quickly talk about both the products. I give
Yes.
two the line. So gold and silver fund of fund is for investors who are looking to participate in both gold and silver. Will be allocation dynamically, tilting towards precious, which is making more sense from a technical and fundamental point of view, so that you don't have to worry about allocation and allocation changes. So do check NFO out. And on multi-factor passive FOF, it's part of your core portfolio. We'll be investing in different factors, multiple factors, allocation of which will be dependent on current market regime. If prefers alpha value, etc., will be towards that. If regime prefers or low volatility top 20 as preferred investment, will be tilting towards that. So we'll try to reduce the cyclicality of a single factor investments. So this is for someone who is looking at smart beat, but worried about cyclicality, looking for from a long view. So check out this NFO, which I think gives a very unique solution space.
So great. Thank you so much, Siddharth. Wonderful talking to you. I'm sure all our viewers, they were going to get a good insight as to why he should be looking at seriously for both. One is gold and silver FOF, and third is a multi-factor FOF. Both are very important. Thank you, Siddharth, and thanks all our viewers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Neeraj, for having me on this podcast.
Thank you.
Investments in the securities market are subject to market risk. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.